Alright boys, we've got this old Deus 2 out here, April the 17th, I believe it is, Wednesday. 12:40. If the old sharpshooter was going to take this Deus 2 out west to an old ghost town site, maybe this site's never been hunted before. Maybe you're going to a site back east. It's got some iron in it and you've not hunted it before. Now, I've showed this before, but I think there's one thing you need to keep in mind here when you watch this video, okay? Now, you see that elevated nail over that nickel there, okay? That could be a gold coin. Now, it might not be a dollar gold coin. I don't know if this machine would hit that or not. Sensitive FT with a silencer. .5 for speed. Sensitive program is 2.5 for speed. So this is a sensitive FT silencer 1, 2.5. Now we're getting down there close to that nail. You know, the sing rate inside, you know, you don't know what you're going to run into, okay? I'm down there close to that nail and that nickel. Now I can move that nickel over closer. Just move it right there. Okay, so you hear that. Sweep it from that direction, you probably wouldn't never slow down, would you? Now, got this sensitive program set up, but let me change this profile here. Now it's set up to speed 2.5 as well. Disc on it though is -0.5. You hear that machine, what it's doing right there? You hear that? So what I've done is I've went in here and I've got this 5 tunes set up. Now some of these I've got zeroed out. Some of these tone bends, okay? But that number 1 and number 2, see them in there? I've got that opened up with some tone right there. You see that? Volume. Now you can run this machine and still allow an iron tone to come in, okay? I can dial, for example, you see that 3 in the meter from 3 over to about 6? I could set a tone at 202 and I've got iron tone, okay? Actually, I can do that right now even. Let's see. Yeah, we'll set it up right quick. Running it down. You see it going down in the camera. Okay. We'll shift this back over here. That's 10. That'll work. Okay. But you hear how that signal there behaves. It's a double beeper. Like, hear that? So you might get on some iron that gives that tone pitch. Question is though, will it give that, hear that? Now here's about 5 inches of call height, speed 2.5. You hear that? So if you were in a sports field running this machine, if I replace that nickel with a gold ring and you're out there in sensitive FT or fast and you come across that like that, you're probably none the wiser. I'm just using the sports field analogy, but this applies to the, you know, the older sites too. But you hear that. So you get your ear tuned, you know, if you hear your tone pitch and it's a monotone sound, well, you walk on that. That's not going to catch your attention if you get used to it, right? Now remember, me running this machine like this, with this low disc, is not affecting the performance of the machine. Meaning if I went back to 6.8, you know, I'm not gonna get probably any more. I'm not hurting the machine's what I'm saying. I'm adding to it. I'm adding the capability for a user to spot that scenario right there. And remember, you get to rotate on that, okay? Now I've got this 5 tones. I have to go back down here. I'll go over here and put some volume in these other bins. So you get to rotate on the target, okay? So you hear that? Listen. It's a double beeper. And if we get down close, so even down close it's double beeping. There's 7 inches of coal height. Okay, now the ground may change just a little bit, you know, but you get to rotate on the target. You know, there's some people that's frowned on me showing this with this detector. If I was in one of them ghost town sites, now some of them concentric coals on them older models, what's it gonna do on that right there? It may hit it. I ain't got no concentric coal. I've owned one and I didn't use it that much on a Rudis machine. Okay. But open field relic hunting, I mean, you don't know how deep something's going to be. It could be 2 inches, 3 inches, 6 inches. Maybe it's a foot deep. You never hit it. But that right there, listen. That's got a unique sound to it. And the nail is elevated there above that. There's some 3D involved here. Okay. And again, I'm back over here at sensitive FT. Same speed. Full tones, offset 10, silencer 1. So you're out in the same place. You got a 2 in your meter. Now I'm getting the call down closer. Look at that. Now I'm 2 inches over that. Now I'm 6 inches over it. Are you going to stop on that? The sharpshooter probably ain't going to stop on that. Okay? Probably ain't going to stop on it. And if you use this machine in a site, let's say you got tired of it. It's like, oh, well, you know, you can go in there and zero out that tone bin for volume just that quick. Now, the way this machine is set up over here right now, this is the sensitive program. And believe it or not, you're looking at silencer 2. So I can be in a sports field, I can be in an old relic site. Maybe nobody's ever been in there, so they haven't played Ring Around the Rosies, you know, to hit that nickel. Okay, so I can be in there, and I get to hear that. A little double beeper sound to it, okay? Now I'll remove this nickel here, okay? Let me see if I got my tone being set up right here. Turn the volume up in it. Okay? So you see, I have iron tone. Okay, now since we've got iron tone, let's put that old nickel back in there. Okay? Okay? Hear that sound? We can still hear that double beeper. I'm going to take the nickel out of there. We can turn that pitch. Volume's probably a little loud with this iron tone. Let's turn it down to about 6. Okay? You get to hear that nail. Now we're going to go back in with this nickel. Okay? You hear that? That could be your key. Be suspicious. Rotate. But if you just heard a one-tone deal, little blip or whatever, and you're getting that same pitch tone. You know, you might even glance your meter like, oh, there's a 1 or a 2. Well, that don't interest you. In all likelihood, that's not going to be that situation right there. Okay? That's very distinct sounding. With and without iron tone on. Okay? Alright, that's going to conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed.